Katz's to me was the alpha and the omega of deli food.
At the end of the day, the reason a place like this succeeds is not because it's hip and whatever, it's because the food is delicious.
My father took me here when I was 5 years old the first time, and I realized it was like a flash, an epiphany, that not only was it the same now as when my father went there, but it was the same as when his father took him when he was 5 years old.
So it's the sense of history of it.
Well, and then I also, to be fair, I also always considered this to be the ne plus ultra, at least of pastrami, a final word. I mean, do you agree with that?
I mean, this is the deli against which all other delicatessens are measured. And the pastrami, the quality of pastrami, I still think is absolutely fantastic. Peerless in the city of New York. There are very few places in America that slice sandwiches by hand. That counter there is probably the most famous counter and service area in the entire country. And it embodies New York City in its absolute best form, more than anywhere else I know. Even though this whole area has changed, I think what people love about this place is that constant thread that runs through it.
This, by the way, this is the constant thread that runs through it.
The constant thread of fat.
The reason I bring this up, David, is because you and I were both at a deli panel recently of young, passionate, but I thought somewhat sanctimonious restaurateurs who I felt were less than reverent about this, the mother of all delis.
This place has been around for well over a century. And so people will always say this and that, this is better, that's better, this isn't the real deal, this is the real deal. The fact of the matter is, Katz's is not going anywhere.
No, but I don't think when Katz does any harm, but those guys, they're the new generation of deli men. They're the ones that are going to bring this very tenuous and, as you've said so eloquently, endangered tradition forward. And I think that it's a great loss. I mean, this is, whatever they think is wrong with it, it's the reference point. It's the fountain of their tradition. It's the context of everything they do. To just dismiss it is to cut themselves off from their whole history.
Well, I think that the mentality for a long time was that the absolute best Jewish deli in the world was in New York City. What I found in my research was that there was great deli all over, not just in North America, but around the world. And in many cases, certain items better than you could find them anywhere in New York City.
I mean, the whole thing with this sandwich is it had terroir, right? Now that it's become this isolated pocket, it's all of these places that remain that have this New York character are constantly in danger of becoming, essentially self-referential parodies. But as long as the beating heart of pastrami is still alive at Katz's, New York can never be completely dead.
Every other Jewish deli that's opened in the past 30 years, most often, and this isn't just in New York, but all over such places, comes at it from a very nostalgic perspective. Here's the old photos on the wall, here's the Statue of Liberty. It's like a Times Square gift shop.
I totally agree with that.
Now this place just says, it's not saying it's as good as Schwartz's. It's not saying that it's the ultra deli. It's just like, this is what we do. They're just serving the food on its own merits. And the difference is, versus a place in suburban New Jersey, whatever that is the people that come in here and eat, they're all in their 20s.
They're
and
not
30s
even aware
and 40s.
of. They have no reference point for like the old-timey deli. They don't give a shit.
But it's introducing deli to a whole generation that wouldn't have gotten it.
Right, but if it was presented to them in the powdered wig form,
right,
then they would feel alien and hostile to it.
Yeah, it's just, what is this shtick? Exactly.
Right.
Colonial Williams.
Colonial pastramisburg. We've been to the old-time antiquarian, classic Katz's. Now we're in the vital of the moment zeitgeist deli. What, if anything, do you think would the deli of the future look like?
I think it's going to be both. I don't see this replacing Katz's, and I hope it doesn't, because the food is great here, and it brings vibrancy and a new blood into it. But when you go into Katz's, you feel love and you feel beloved, both by the food, by the atmosphere, and by the people and the history. I mean, as much as we say that nostalgia is a bit of a minefield in a food like this, when it's right, when you go to a place and, as you said, you realize your father ate there, his father ate there, his father ate there, and it was essentially unchanged. To keep that unbroken line going is a poignant, powerful thing that's at the core of what endears people to this cuisine and this type of restaurant. In the same sense, I think that a place like this and the ones that are opening around the country that are in a similar vein are vital in not only preserving the Jewish deli, but giving it a forward momentum. There will be Reconstructionist delis, there will be Reform delis, there will be a new generation that will come and it will reference the past. It will keep those things sacred, because as long as someone is willing to eat the smoked meat sandwich, the pastrami sandwich, someone's going to be there willing to make it. And as long as those people that are eating it, some of them are Jews, they'll complain enough to make sure that someone makes it right.
You know what my philosophy is, David? The fat is the meat, and the meat is the vegetable.